What is up everybody, it's your boy 7, back here with another video. I'm back behind the microphone. It's been a good while, probably about 3 weeks now since I've made a video and actually uploaded it to YouTube. I'm back now. I finished all my assignments and all that stuff because, you know, I'm still in school. I've got about 2 years left, but anyways, if I don't upload every now and then you know why. Well, I kind of want to just talk about this topic that has kind of bothered me for probably a few years now at this point actually, because I think that the gaming industry is overall kind of moving in this direction, and I kind of want to just talk about it real quick. I've got an issue with the idea of digital games taking over. And I say this as a PC player who downloads the majority of his PC games, well, all of them, because I mean, who has a DVD player in 2021? Who has it? If you have it, please, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go buy some mac and cheese, cook it, open your CD player, and then shove the mac and cheese in there, and then close it, and then throw your computer away. Nobody should have a CD player in 2021, on PC at least. Nobody should be downloading their games from a disc on PC. It's just weird. Okay, don't do it. I like how I say this as I'm about to rip digital games a new one. Alright, so let me just go right into it. What's my problem with digital games? Okay, my problem with digital games is that games are only going to get bigger. Okay, the games that we play these days, especially AAA games, the Call of Duties, the NBA 2K whatever, the NFL, those games that come out every single year, even stuff that doesn't come out every single year, like The Witcher or Zelda or, you know, stuff like that, man. That stuff is usually really big, okay, in terms of the game size. So when you have games that are this massive and are continuing to get bigger, like I remember when the Xbox One and the PS4 came out, games were like 50 gigabytes, and I was like, holy shit, man. That's like, you know, you have to have a decent amount of internet speed, and you know, you only have so many gigabytes to use up a month, right? Maybe you have a limited, maybe you have 1 terabyte. I've got 1 terabyte, but it's expensive. It's like, you know, it's $200 a month, but that's 50 gigabytes gone just like that if you download that game. And on top of that, you have to buy a HDD or a solid state drive. And like I said, these games are only getting bigger by the year. Like, I'm so tired of hopping on Call of Duty, a 150 gigabyte game that's already like massive, and then having to download, you know, a 25 to 50 gigabyte update. That's mental, okay? If I've got a 1 terabyte hard drive, that's almost 25% of the hard drive space. Like, that's just totally insane. And the fact that the new gen systems, I mean, they come out, they have like 1 to 2 terabyte hard drive space, but like, honestly, that should be like the bare minimum, to be honest. But I know that stuff's expensive to manufacture and put it into the system, and it would make the prices of the consoles go up if you know, have massive, you know, hard drive space in there. And it's just insane, man. I mean, you've got two major problems. First, you need internet, really good internet rather, to download these games. You need to have a good plan. You got to have like either unlimited data or, you know, a terabyte, or you know, if you've got 100 gigabytes and you download a Call of Duty update, that's at least half of your, you know, monthly gigabyte allocation gone. I mean, it's just insane, man. And that's why nowadays I rather just buy my games physically. Like, whenever I'm getting in the habit of going to GameStop more often, I'm getting in the habit of, you know, going to Best Buy more often to get my games, because at least when you go and get those games, it's not downloading the game from the internet. Normally, you know, the game's still pretty big, but it's not downloading the game from the internet. So if you don't have unlimited gigabytes, you know, if maybe you've got AT&T or you know, whatever else, Comcast, whatever, you know, you're gonna be taking up your monthly allocation. So it's just, when I see consoles that's why I would never buy a console that is 100% digital. Like, dude, that means I have to rely solely on my internet and this console's hard drive space. So yeah, don't buy all digital consoles. It's stupid. Get yourself a console that can do both, okay? I mean, the Call of Duty Cold War Season 2 update was nearly 30 gigabytes, and that's one season. And I'm pretty sure that there's going to be at least 4 seasons for this game. So that's like you know, that's over 100 gigabytes, man. That's like, or it's close to it, you know. That's mental, bro. That's totally insane. That's one game, and that's not even the actual base game. That's added on to the actual base game, which is already probably like 100 gigabytes to 150 gigabytes. So anyways, people, like I said, go to the store, buy yourself a game from Best Buy, buy yourself a game from GameStop, get your game from Target, get it from Walmart, whatever, get it from Amazon. Don't buy digital games. Digital games suck, in my opinion. And plus, it's harder to return it if it's a digital game. And also, it's harder to sell it. You can't sell it if you're like later down the line, you know, 10 years, and you're like, man, I haven't played this game in, you know, 8 years or whatever. And you're like, oh, you can't sell it on eBay. You're stuck with it. And then here's the biggest thing that I really have an issue with. If Sony or Microsoft or Steam, even though I think it's rather unlikely, especially with Steam, if they ever go out of business, your games are gone. Okay, your games are gone, because since you bought them from the store, if you ever delete them off of your game, you have to buy those games off of whatever platform, whether PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, you know, Steam, Origin. You're relying on these companies to stay in business for you to be able to access your games, especially if they've got DRM on them. Like, you're out of luck, bro, if those games have DRM and that company goes out of business. I mean, we're kind of seeing it now with the PS3, where Sony is kind of shutting down the PS3 online shopping network. I mean, once they do that, you can no longer buy DLC. You can no longer download your game if you bought it digitally. You're just pretty much screwed, man. And that's just so depressing to hear, man. And I just thought about this, but that might be a plus for Xbox, because I think Xbox, the way their Xbox Live is kind of set up, the way their network is kind of set up, is kind of everything's on the same network. So I think it's unlikely, maybe I'm wrong, I think it's unlikely that Microsoft shuts down the Xbox 360 network without shutting down the Xbox One network, because the Xbox One, you know, Xbox Live is kind of, it's turned into this where it's like a liquid thing where it's just all the, you know, one network, and I really like that about Xbox. And so maybe I'm wrong, I'm not too sure, but I like that a lot. I mean, I think Microsoft is more friendly when it comes to playing older games and backwards compatibility and all that type of stuff, you know, so I do like that. And I really wish that Sony wouldn't shut down the PS3 network. I mean, unless it's, I don't know how much it costs to keep those, you know, that service up and running, but, and I know they're not shutting down the online, you know, part of it, but I know they've got to be shutting down the shopping center. So I mean, I don't know if I really wish that they could find a way to just keep it up and running. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my rant. I kind of just wanted to just go off about that, man, because it really just bothers me to see how a lot of people rely on digital games so much, you know. With PC, you kind of don't have a choice, unless, like I said, you've got a CD player, and if you do, you're a weirdo. You know, if you've got a DVD player, not a CD player, but whatever. Anyways, dude, if you've got a DVD player in your computer, you're a weirdo, but at least you can, you know, probably get the game physically, you know, whatever game it is. I mean, there's not many games that are physical on PC, I mean, but I'm sure that there are a few. But overall, you know, Steam is a digital network, you know what I mean? But I don't know, for whatever reason, I feel like, you know, whatever the case is, I think Steam is probably going to last a really, really long time. Xbox's, as well as, you know, Sony's, whatever, they're gonna last good. They're not gonna last forever. But the difference between Microsoft and Sony and Steam is Steam, it's all one network. Like I said, it's all one network, and I think it's similar with Xbox, but Steam is all one network, and so they can't shut down, you know, a generation of games to play online or to download games for a specific generation of consoles. They can't do that, right? MW3 is, you know, MW3 on PS3, you can't buy the game digitally anymore on PS3, but you can buy it digitally on PC, because PC doesn't really differentiate between the generations. So, you know, so overall, I think PC is probably far more reliable when it comes to online gaming and downloading your games from their network and stuff like that. I think they're probably more reliable, you know, if I'm not mistaken, because I mean, they don't have to make a console every single year and make a separate network for each console, which it's just so stupid. I mean, I'm not saying, like, I know that like the PSN and the Xbox Live networks are pretty much, you know, they're not like separate networks for each console, but it is slightly different, if I'm not mistaken, except for I think Xbox Live, which I think is, you know, a little bit more fluid, but whatever. Anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. Anyways, guys, digital gaming is worse than physical gaming. It's just a fact. So whenever I buy games on PS4, whenever I buy games on my Xbox One, I try my best to buy a digital game. First of all, they're cheaper, unless you go to G2A or something like that, which is, you know, digital games. But overall, they're cheaper, and I'd rather buy my games physically. You get to look at them. You get to look at the case. You get to look at the back of the case. You get to have a physical library, and it's really satisfying to have a physical library of games to just look at, you know. And so I really do appreciate that about physical games, and that's something that digital games just will never have. This is Seven signing out. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the Left 4 Dead in the background. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.